cozinhar. Enquanto meu pai joga PUBG, né, papai? O tufo de mundo é bom.
Nossa, cara, o moço passou em cima de mim. Eu peguei a mira, eu mirei na cabeça dele, sério. Eu apertei pra atirar, não atirou. Por que que não atirou?
Não sei.
Poxa, eu ia matar ele. Olha o nome do colégio.
O quê?
O nome do colégio de Marcelinho. Que será? Kiko.
Nossa,
E o sobrenome? Branquinho. Kiko Branquinho.
eu achei que era gelado.
Porra é essa de Kiko Branquinho?
Com cabeludo.
Vamos aí.
Pera, eu vou usar de Diona, né?
São dois, eu africano mesmo aí também, né? É. É porque tá na África, uai. Alan Costa aí é o Rômulo? Voz igual. Voz.
Ai, ai. Triste. Quem disse que eu
Vai cair
gosto
na
de...
escola?
Quem disse que eu gosto de pão de queijo? Fala uai.
Você que sabe.
Eu, hein?
Pra mim tá de boa. É o carioca. Falei zoando a escola, ele fora. A escola. A Marcelinha falou, vou jogar, mas não tem amigo dele. Muito amigo dele, muito lerdo. Ah, então você vai ter que matar todo mundo aí no tiro. Mostrar que tem. Mostrar que tem perícia. Já vai chegar pegando colete. cadê?
Não, vou pegar esse aqui. Enfim. Voltei. Eu tava falando com meu negócio de resolver fone. E agora eu tô comendo doce de laranja. Ótimo. Enfim, vamos regenerar a vida dos nossos personagens. De quê? Ah, tá. Ótimo. Maravilhoso. Que? Ok. Entendido, tem um ótimo dia. Maravilhoso. Não tem como entrar aqui dentro. Não acho que seja uma boa ideia usar isso aqui, mas enfim. Eu vou ter que ir lá no negócio do anime e vou ter que colocar de novo. Que ótimo. Eu devia cortar a live por aqui, mas não consigo não. Não. É gel ainda. Gel. Álcool em gel. Triste. Não consigo matar aquele bicho. Mas eu vou matar. Aleluia. Aleluia.
Eu.
Enfim. Olha só que bonitinho. A roupa fica verde.
Oi.
Amarelo, na verdade. Que bonitinho.
Oi, tá ouvindo?
É impressão minha ou não tava assim? Não, acho que é só impressão minha, por isso. Será que eu tenho animal
achei um carro,
suficiente?
34.
Não tenho. Triste. Um monte de staff ali. Isso. Oh,
Não, carro de dois.
realmente fica azul, que bonitinho. Eu quero ver ela depois.
Já tem uma moto, né?
Deixa as minhas missões diárias pra lá, eu quero matar esse bicho. O childe. Childe. Shield. Ok, agora vamos tentar ir pra lá. Pra roda maior. Vai. Go to the Roden House. Gold House. Eu não pode fazer missões
Vamos pra onde?
de história. Quest principal. Quest, na verdade.
Então vamos pra onde? Tá?
Ah lá. Gold House. É tipo banco. É banco só que tá numa casa. Que não tem ninguém pelo visto. Só tem um corpo e tem um bicho chato. Já pai, mano. Vamos prosseguir. Pior que pra usar alumínio ela é muito boa. Alumínio.
Wow! It looked impressive enough from the out. This is where all of Tabatsumora is minted, right? Oh, so it's a trap. But even if we can't or better yet, take a nap. Oh, right. It's quiet. Huh? Look! Uh-oh. Quick, we have to go make...
Finalmente. Precisar de estamina pra lutar com ele. Haja paciência também.
You've already fulfilled your task as...
Huh? Who's there?
No cabelinho dele.
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but where should I... If it weren't for that lovely little... Stopping them...
So you've been planning to take...
As one of the... She will get that which she... I'm not asking for your... The time for discussion and... Either way. With the battle.
Battle? So...
You...
Aí, ó.
When Senor... Instead of confronting you directly... When she faces a word... But as for me...
We won't let what happened in
Nossa,
my...
que
Oh,
coisa.
so... Besides...
Chato.
You could never...
Finalmente.
Fighting talk, I love it.
Finalmente. Aí. Vamos começar já correndo.
This chance is hard to come by. So show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me. And don't you dare disappoint.
Windblade!
Cowering already?
Feel the beat!
Eita, morto. Coisa arranca vida. Qualquer coisa, acho que é triângulo. R1.
So quick to flee. Passable effort. Poor timing. You've made some progress.
Medo.
Feel the beat!
How unbecoming.
Prepare to be blown away!
Not bad, not bad.
Não bem.
Amp it up! Pyrotechnics! Feel the beat!
Eita. Abatida.
You've made some progress.
Eita.
You're wide open.
Really?
Passable effort.
Boa. Mas quando eu mato ele, eu vou ficar tão feliz. Já foi só de emoção.
That was just the intro. Didn't make it
Morreu.
to the chorus.
Dumpty go! Hiya! Da da da! Woo!
Não corre.
Like.
Não corre. Eu quero usar meu... Peraí.
E?
Windblade! Be gone!
How unbecoming. You've made some progress.
Ih, ufa.
got a trick.
Deu nem tempo de raciocinar aqui.
Ah, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Eita.
That was just the intro. Power technique.
No use
Esse é o
hiding
jeito
back
mais
there.
errado.
All you do is run.
Deu tempo. Não deu tempo.
No use hiding back there.
Vou usar ele porque
Something
ele
else catch
morreu
your eye?
do mesmo elemento. Então,
All you do is run.
Feel the beat. Power technique. Power cord.
No use hiding back there.
nossa, se ele recuperar a vida,
All
chorar.
you do is run.
Hey, not the guitar.
Died.
Nossa,
Something else catch your eye?
não.
No use hiding back there.
Ok, agora vai ter diálogo.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
Toma!
Vai, alumínio, vai, alumínio, vai, alumínio, vai, alumínio.
Eu dei um tiro nela quando ela passou de moto.
Vai, alumínio.
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh,
Ixi,
quiet down.
tenso.
Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now.
Zombi.
I see. Well, this is most unexpected.
Ah, mas vai virar o demônio agora.
You beat me to it, didn't you?
Nossa, vai ter muito que recuperar minha vida agora. Se você quer ser uma de nós, Winx são todos poderosos. Nossas mãos invencíveis. Ah, papai, eu sou agora triste. Agora vai ter que esquecer esse bicho. Isso, a voz dele.
This is going to cost you!
E o pulmão do rosto. Nossa, caiu em outro lugar agora. Luz azul, rosa, na verdade.
Sobrou nenhum bicho lá, não?
Em rosa, magenta. Acho que me ajuda a recuperar a vida do Razor porque ele é doido.
Got
Não,
to the
meu
Gnosis
evento.
ahead of me, didn't you?
Sim.
You simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No
Ai,
matter. Hand the Gnosis over
Ah,
now.
dá até que fácil de matar. Eu não sou muito a vida dele, mas ele tá muito grande em mim.
We didn't take it!
Nossa, se eu tivesse a Diona agora seria tão bom, hein? Ui!
Feel the beat.
Música pop.
Power
Eu
chord.
gosto da música.
Amp it up.
Não dele. Ai.
Não, tô.
Feel the beat.
Ui. Veja. Baleia. Não estou esperando. Vai, Cleves.
La la la.
Die.
Cleves é um nome legal. Ixi. Não.
I feel kind of woozy.
Triste, né? Nossa, vou ter que...
I wanna go home now.
Que bom que foi ela, não os meus personagens. Eita. Triste. Eita, nós.
Jumpy Dumpty go! Yahoo!
Vai! Morre! Morre! Não
I
eu!
did it! Oh wait, no I didn't!
Isso! Link! Matei! Viu? Você falou que eu não ia conseguir, que eu tava morrendo? Matei!
Child's back.
Well, it seems the burden of the foul legacy. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you had no connection to the Gnosis.
That's what we've been trying to tell.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you. You already know the answer, don't you? But if that is a secret you wish to keep, this battle has already left me. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if I...
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that?
Lógico, nossa,
Yes,
nem
it
sabia que era o
appears so.
zumbi. Nossa,
Interesting to say
nossa,
the
nunca
least.
imaginei
It
isso.
seems that the guardian deity of the cap as
Nossa, não
such.
imaginei
Backup
isso.
plan?
I had hoped it would never come to that. The truth is, the world belongs to those. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our...
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath...
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the
Interessante.
Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath... If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the...
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years
Você
ago.
pode dirigir, só não
Simple.
pode funcionar.
Porque ele é
I've
os
already
only...
prepared the means to awaken it.
Ah, não.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you. With the power of so many sigils of permission using the powers of ancient God, but knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand...
Ai, ai, triste. Isso. furacão. Me dá um pouco de medo, furacão.
Ah, tem vai pegar um.
Nossa, a raia gigante aí, ó.
Vou matar aqui.
A raia.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Nossa, tenso.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
O negócio tá voando. Nossa, parece o negócio lá de esqueci o nome dele.
Ali.
Ah tá, são enguias. Achei que era um bicho maior.
Então vamos.
Pior.
Oi.
Triste.
Ó.
Risada.
Olha a boca, rapaz.
If we
E a
hadn't
menina
happened
que
to
tirou
see the
nós?
Ah,
Great
não, não
Chamber
quero
flying
lutar
over
contra
just as we
o
came out of the
Oceanide,
Golden
não.
House.
Foi embora, deixa a gente morrer.
Is the Overlord of the Vortex?
What?
Ó, tchau. Tchau.
Hold on. It's the Adept.
Tchau.
What are you
Ah
doing
lá,
on the
Madame
Jade
Pink
Chamber?
também é
I
adepte.
haven't thought.
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside.
Uma reina.
I'm on Gensen.
Uma reina.
So
Esqueci o
how do
nome.
you... Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy put...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without... Which is why we must stop that monster before...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing?
Triste.
So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be...
We've
Oh.
already discussed this together.
What?
Vou pegar.
Wait, all of you are...
One certainly
What?
could. The Chising did once
Maybe
research the
possibly.
matter of the Gui, and as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong ballista. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms?
I suppose this is one blessing from... So be it. We shall
Essa era
use the
muito linda.
upgraded Guizhong ballista to
Munguan
fight off that god.
Supremacilis.
We haven't a moment to spare. Our...
O battle
Yep.
begins now. Só tanto balado. Que isso? Ah, um escudo. Legal. Proteção. Ah, vai ser lá os três aí, muito legal. Reina. Gostei mais da reina. Ah não, esses bichos chatos não.
They're attacking the Guizhong ballista!
Bicho chato. Não vou ter que atacar eles não, né? Por favor. Ah não. Triste. Tem que
The
atacar
three
eles.
Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
O quê?
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia.
Eita, peraí que não foi não.
Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Ai.
Fine, fine, boom!
Prepare to be
Go.
blown away!
Ele não voou. Ah não.
Feel the beat! Pyrotechnics!
Ih, tá atacando muito bicho. Ok. Eita, mais. tivesse um negócio congelar seria bom. Enguia, nossa, cabuloso, vou até tirar uma foto aqui.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Ok, então, ai.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
Nossa!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Não, não. Eles estão muito atacados. Ui.
Ele tá usando a altura pra tirar.
Windblade! The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many things we
Nossa, não.
can't
Não, não, não.
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Nada no fim.
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light from your body! It's like the time in giant cars! Wow! It's Madame Pink's shockwave! This granny's really strong!
Pior que isso aqui nem é terço do negócio dela.
Ganhamos, certo?
Tô tentando ganhar aqui também. Nossa, ela é pequena também, fazer o quê?
Feel the beat!
No slacking off. My duty at hand.
Triste.
Prepare to be blown away! With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil!
Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
Eita.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
Ó,
We're going too fast!
ótimo. Ai, doeu, hein? Gostei não. Muito violento. Mas tem alguma coisa que eu posso fazer contra essas coisas aqui? Por acaso?
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Quem?
Viu como é que o cara é esperto? Você não tem que jogar no
Eita, mas... 3 poderes de uma vez? Confuso.
Viu, Gui?
No excuse for slacking my duty.
Oi.
Poderoso.
Tem que olhar primeiro antes de começar a jogar.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak. In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Acho que tem coisa pior pra vir sim.
Tava eu mais um cara só. Eu saí correndo pro azul. O cara tava no azul junto comigo. Vai ver que é alguém ali. Aí eu só olhei, entendeu? Agora, aí na hora que eu fui tirar no cara da janela, que eu pus mira, a mira ficou na janela, eu tive que levantar. Levantei também.
Nossa, eu tenho que falar metade do poder. Coisa chata.
Power core! Pyrotechnic! Amp it up! Let me amuse myself. Shine.
Ui.
Ó.
Ruínas.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Percebi isso, senhora.
Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Ué, eu também tô vendo. Eu tô indo pra onde? Eu tô vendo do meu lado aqui, ó. Vamos cair onde?
Finalmente! Coisa chata.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Que ótimo. Adorei. Ai, eles são bonitinhos.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Momento épico, vou nem falar nada. Ui, pressão até caiu aqui. Ui.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Ah, não. Eita. Maravilhoso, 10/10. Muito intenso. E tenso também. Nossa, adorei. Arrepiei. Confia. Não, ouvi os bichos. Vai ter mais gente pra matar. Eba, tomara que eu consiga 1000 limogin, porque isso aí foi incrível.
Finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the sigil of permission. It will be some time before the overlord of the void.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Concordo.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Qual?
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income. At first, it was only the size of a small... It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adept...
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon them.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under, but I dared not speak. I could only gaze.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say out loud?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity, as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has...
All right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the... Although I am a mere mortal soldier.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Concordo.
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Nossa, vai ser daqui a ano.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Por que você não quer?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus.
O brilho dela sumiu.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today.
Bonito.
The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found, and the time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Poético.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place.
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, fair enough. Away we shall.
Since we Adepti have consensus, but how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. You see...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. Oh, right! It's nice that Child wanted to unleash the god, but we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we...
Legal.
Hyman doesn't get it.
Cadê meu
But
dinheiro?
isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhang Li's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Pera aí, espera minha recompensa aqui, né? nem pra ganhar 20. Mas foi épico, adorei. Montou 10 pra gente em pertinho, caprichou. Esse jogo nem devia ser de graça, de tão bom que ele é. Tô sem palavras, não tem nada pra comentar agora não, depois de ter visto aqui tudo. Que ótimo que eu guardei isso em live, né? Vou ficar andando mesmo porque não sei, fica bonitinho, não dá pela cidade. Tô fazendo a cabeça dele triste. Ah, achei que aqui bebendo não era gato, não. Gatinho! Oh, gatinho! Gatinho! Ó, menino! É um gatinho! Ó, gatinho! Ah, eu vou ver a Rutal?
Is there anything I can do for you two?
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to... Last time we saw Zhongli was before... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? We had better go and make...
Não sim, todo mundo vai te ouvir, né, pai? Amado. Eu acho que é aqui mesmo, né? É, aqui mesmo.
Aqui?
New stock at Sigu Antiques? Bad news for my
Tá louco, hein? Vocês guardam o mapa, né?
Lá. Torce lá. Ué, né? Ué. Triste. Mas eu acho que é aqui. Aqui, ó. É aqui? É aqui. Se os fatores estão em todo lugar, acho que eles querem informação e destruir o mundo.
You call this cooperation between harbingers?
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities? Oh, it seems that some of your friends...
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child.
It's you two. I believe... Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly.
Well, if it isn't you two, this is our first time...
Paimon knew that we should never...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never... Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Nothing personal. We just have different The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for... So actually,
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty... You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind...
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled.
Ah, ele vai ter o Gnosis agora. Vai virar o Rex Lapis.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of... No, wait! That's an exciting twist!
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat!
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time, until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I stood motionless.
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already... So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti. That's right. which is why I continue.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return...
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has...
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the Adepti deserve the greatest applause. And hats off to the emissary dispatched. All the while, I carried on. These things were all a part of my script. I had expected them to do no more than the Adept. They seized the opportunity to supplant Leo as divine protectors.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept...
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly... If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue.
Well then, with a gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such...
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a...
Do as you wish.
O que é o bichinho que fica atrás dela? Mas ela é bonita.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair...
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. My agreement with the cryo... As for the bargaining chip, uncover that answer for your...
Não quero saber não, tá ficando entediado. Entedioso. Aí não coisa, não ganhei nada. Meu papel na história também tá ruim.
Cara aqui mesmo pra pular?
Saí como herói, mas sem dinheiro. Eu quero pegar a Sayu. Mas eu tô sem primogema. Deve estar com 100 só. 149, 8, não sei. Ai, ai. Depois que a poeira baixou, né? Não ligo não.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Ai, talvez vai doer de tanta coisa que eu tô fazendo aqui agora. E pior que eu vi essa live aqui era pra ser só matando o Childe. Coisa que ele é, né? Childe. E o que aconteceu? Eu quero terminar tudo hoje. Não tem nada. Só pegar as flores aqui, né? Era pra eu estar fazendo missão, mas eu tô aqui pegando flor. Não consigo deixar de pegar flor. Ai não, eu afoguei! Eu caí na água. Que bom que eu voltei no mesmo lugar que eu tava, então, mas que eu não caí de besteira de novo.
Well, so oh, come, there's only one real possibility. Fatui.
No,
Lower your voice.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have...
Yes.
Say.
Now that you mention, I mean it all. Still, what's so...
Ah, forget it.
E agora? Ah, tem que ouvir pessoa agora, ótimo.
Tem carro pra 4 aqui.
Hear ye all! Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, gods and adepti, rumors and hearsay having been thwarted in his nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Daimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announced. So that's how something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't... Did Zhongli tell them in secret? Exactly, right?
Eba!
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something?
As said previously,
3,700 years.
we, the people of Liyue,
Long unending.
Among
now
Us.
that we have awoken, will you stand with us?
So
Todo mundo
concludes the words
decepcionado.
of her... Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have...
Is she...
Traveler.
Ah não, não vai colocar a culpa em mim não.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts.
Por favor,
Name
me
your
dá
price.
1 bilhão de primogema. Geminha. A minha do perfume. Ponto. Ela tá sorrindo. Fofinho.
Wow, could you help me put up some missing
Que
person
isso?
posters?
Ela susto. Inesperado. Inesperado. Muito inesperado. Bastante inesperado. Bem inesperado.
roping you in.
Muito inesperado.
The cleanup of the...
Bem inesperado.
Why, you... Were you just trying to look cool earlier? Or are you really that selfless? If you were looking for
não.
someone...
O Zoni tá com... Que isso, Pulenar? O Zoni tá contemplando a vida. Contemplando? Como que fala? Contemplando?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in the... And here you are looking...
Why would I not feel more at ease? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya kiosk.
Ótimo. Eu quero dinheiro.
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, when I was journeying with you...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets but since you weren't used to not being able to...
Well, we were only spending in the city of commerce. The Archon Morax could never... I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhong. That is true.
Paimon thinks...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed.
Legal, hein?
The Electro-Archon
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu...
That said, though people at Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know...
It's because of visions.
Não tem visões?
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control. But if
Eles
a person
aproveitam
shows
disso.
true strength, this is what visions are.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Tibet see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began
Que?
Vision hunting?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders. And to
Ultimate
inlay
Hunt.
them upon the hand.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are...
Whoa. That's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to... The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen... Knowing her, she must have again quoted that 7 ideals for 7 gods. All right
Só quero ir
then.
pra Inazuma, não
Was
ligo.
there anything else you wish to know? That said, I hinted as much to the... How did I accomplish that? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
tem nada, não tá perguntando nada.
I suppose.
Eu quero ir pra ir na azul, não quero saber não. Isso, troféu conquistado. Ai, cadê? 30! Ah, conseguiu o gnose de gel. Ele me deu. Deixa eu ver meus eventos aqui. Eu esqueci disso. Eu esqueci desse evento. Ah, consegui um negócio de reputação aqui. Eita. Ah, é só ajudar as pessoas aqui, né? Não toca. Triste, hein?
I can't wait to see my adorable daughter.
Ali? Não. Não vou ver não, vou ver minha reputação aqui. Deixa ele portar pro outro lado, né? Não, já tô no outro lado, enfim. Enfim, a lerdeza. Nossa, eu não sei, não tem palavras para dizer quanto que eu adorei as cutscenes. Incrível. Adorável.
Add Astra.
Ó, coloquei ele errado.
Add Astra.
Absask. Ah, Catarina, né? Não tem em todo lugar. Não era que eu era... Ah, aqui, ó. Era para eu estar aqui. Oi, Miss Yu. Tem muita coisa que eu não fiz ainda. Nossa! 14 de 40. Ah,
Sai do carro, sai do carro.
quantos aqui que eu matei?
Lado esquerdo do carro, Marcelo. Lado direito, direito. Isso, eu tô do lado esquerdo do papel aí agora.
Eu coloquei aqui sem querer. Quero conversar com a Madame Ping. — 60. Madame Ping. Madame.
Escondeu.
Ai, ai, quantas horas? 1 hora. 1h40. Sono. Até agora. Eita, peraí que o travesseiro caiu aqui.
O que vocês pararam aí?
Pronto. Vamos ver Madame Ping.
Posso ir direto lá pra zona.
Ah, não dá pra eu coisar aqui, né? Oi, Madame Pink. Ué, não é Madame Pink não, gente. Deixa eu tirar a foto dela. Pra eu ver o quanto as duas se parecem. Pronto. Ai, pior que o almoço tá ficando pronto. Nem fiquei 1 hora jogando aqui. Mais de 1 hora, né? Muito mais de 1 hora. Madame Pink. Deixa eu ver agora.
Ah, children, come.
Oh, what is it, Granny?
Oh, no.
Ah, é a mesma coisa, só
You've
que com
done so
óculos.
much. In fact, my old friends and...
A gift for Paimon?
When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleanse, that simply won't. Fortunately, I have not yet
Já sei o que
I will
é.
not. The teapot that you entered previous.
So, in the...
Oh, indeed. But that's enough nostalgia for now.
That's right! Finding...
Oh, settle down now, children. What's more,
Eu literalmente salvei uma nação aqui
I
e eu
require
tenho que fazer
you would
mais
have
coisa,
to dig
que ótimo, hein?
downward, but almost no one is even more difficult. In any case, Smaragdus. Goodness knows if that child was.
Well, since
I
you're
know,
an
Faye.
Adeptus, Granny...
Yes.
She counts?
I'm back, Granny. I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. Yenfei.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's record. You became one of Liyue's before finally defeating an ancient... A shame that we didn't meet sooner.
Ah, tá, que susto, menino. A cara dela.
If we had, well, allow me to introduce myself once more. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it if you have an urgent issue.
All right,
Achei ela meio
Yenfei, all
ansiosa aqui,
right.
não.
You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always...
Paimon was gonna ask the same question.
An Adeptus? I guess. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapith. They had me, and once I was all grown up...
Well, that's a bit casual for an...
Well, my dad did
Hiro
say that he...
Sinez.
Anyway, let's not... The chasm's been sealed off.
Is that so? Yenfei, are you sure you can't find...
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, Oh,
whoa! That's a really thick book.
Commercial
Dicionário.
consultancy. Or Crossel. A Snezhnayan merchant who... He mentioned that he was
Crossel.
So, I guess I'll go look for him. Oh, you want to join me?
Wow. An Adeptus imploring us to best we be a little more careful than usual.
Ok. Ai, lá em Snezhnaia. Ah, tá, que susto. Nossa, achei que Snezhnaia era lá do outro lado do mundo, mas eu já tô aqui, né? Eu só quero ir pra ir na zona, em Zanuma. Eu quero ver o Kazuha lá.
Hello, Mr. Crossel.
Oh, good, very...
You're too...
Miss Yanfei.
Wait!
No, I'm not worried. The contract makes... In return, I included a clause.
Guaranteed genuine?
Of course. This...
In that case...
Oh, of...
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossel.
Eu tô tendo que ir e voltar dos lugares, né? Triste. Pediu pra eu ir e voltar. Vamos ir e voltar, né? O que a gente não faz pra... Por uma casa. Por dinheiro também. Se é que a gente vai receber dinheiro, né? Ah, sim. Razorman. Olá. Nada. Que cheiro gostoso. Queria comer, mas não agora. Não, me deu uma fome agora. Não! Tentar ficar aí no mesmo lugar não tem... Não vou chegar coisa nenhuma. Então vamos para um lugar diferente. Aqui? Tá decepcionado.
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? My associates and I are very interested.
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I spent so much money on them. My family is in the ore business. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several
Ótimo.
That's what the hairpins were. But
Boa.
now that I've lost them...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard it.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Monsieur Chow.
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right.
Let me see.
Eles roubaram os negócios,
That's
né?
right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? True. Though she...
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear. And furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount... And given the rarity of Smaragdus jadeite, I fear...
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Just how...
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus...
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost. Whichever way you look at it, we've got...
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the...
Tem sim.
Please, however much it is, now that it's come to this,
Quer ajudar a
Yes,
mulher,
legally
não,
speaking,
cara.
it seems
Ele é
this is
feio.
the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some... So hold on a moment, Monsieur Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
Carinho
What did
dela.
I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstone said my family has seen much jade pass through
Eu
its
acho que é
hands in the
falsificado
past,
e
so
roubaram ele.
Smooth to the touch. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few...
Acho que o Miss Cross roubou um negócio. Ter que ir e voltar toda hora, eu não gosto disso não. Nossa, que ótimo, minha barriga tá doendo de fome.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite...
About...
You lost them? Are you...
I'm sorry. Truly I am.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring...
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus...
Of course. Genuine article guarantee...
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once...
Thank you very much.
Ó,
How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
olha lá, o cabelo dela.
Looks like I'll have to find some way.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to It's not convenient to speak here.
Nem é pra ir comprar, é pra eu ir lá. Não consegui. Ah, que ótimo lugar, hein? Adorei.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on those hairpins...
What do you mean? Are you implying that you...
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a... I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep under... If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, Mr. Chow, did you at any time...
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time.
Now that is strange. I noticed, if I've deduced correctly, he may...
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face!
A gente não tem certeza então não, né, Paimon?
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find... And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing.
Concordo.
Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talk.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are...
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yunfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Ai, que contrato, lá vem.
Huh?
Igualzinho a Rutal.
Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep... It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
Ótimo.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yunfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me...
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before.
Miss Yunfei,
eu salvei uma nação.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some... Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not, also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. I've got it. Let's pick... If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have...
Maravilhoso. Ai.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss Yen. Surely not more
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnayan merchant named Cross...
A Snezhnayan merchant named Cross... I do remember that. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragd. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I...
Do you have any leftover debris?
Why, yes. It was my first...
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at...
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest... Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially... I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite?
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elementals... So, did you find anything?
No.
So they really are different. But wait, how come...
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my... These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them, there may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical... And I'm sure a significant difference in the cost of having...
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them.
Quer dinheiro. Pois chitou.
Miss Yanfei? Might I be so bold?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the...
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and the stone...
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the...
Contra.
Yes.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident. Just,
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to...
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to... If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Singxi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith.
Well, that was quick. How come you know...
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the but the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to... As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service in...
So you help them make sense of the law.
But yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside... Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual...
Well, that's that then. Let's go look...
Oh, Miss Yanfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. Has a merchant by the name of Crossell asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Crossell? Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older jewelsmith who made them exactly according to his specifications. This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which is...
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Singxi, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he...
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials. Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedure. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called... The inlaid gemstone is recorded as smaragdus jadeite. The document...
Thank you, Singxi. Now, could you let me...
Sure. It isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue. I'll return...
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or some...
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need.
The weirdo with the snake around his neck?
No.
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that smaragdus jadeite is harmful. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands...
Meio cabuloso. Não gosto dele não. Ele é meio chato. Quer dizer, ele é chato, eu odeio ele. Tô percebendo que eu tô ficando quase em silêncio a live inteira. Dessa porque eu tô com fome. E com fome. Titi, cadê ela? Cadê a Titi? Cadê ela?
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs. And if it isn't Miss Yanfei as well, now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire? Some charlatans peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
No. I'm here this time to ask.
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains, and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality, and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I suppose
that is indeed the case.
No trouble at all. It's just a... But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of... I wonder, Miss Yanfei, if...
you needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you.
You're too kind. Take care now.
Ele vai ter que andar de novo.
That Baizhu guy is as weird as ever.
Ele é meio suspeito, ele é colorido.
Or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Ele fez alguma coisa errada.
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Eu não acho que seja o Sr. Crossley, não. Se for, ele vai ser um plot twist gigante. Eu não esperava. Tem seguidor da fita.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position...
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors?
Of course. According... Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within... Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the...
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame... I spent a huge sum to obtain that smaragdus jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is...
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question.
Mostrar a evidência do negócio da jade, mostrar a evidência da joalheria, mostrar a evidência da farmácia Bobo. Confuso, não prestei atenção muito nos diálogos, isso serve como lição de moral. Mostrarem a evidência da pedra que olhou antes, mostrar a evidência lá daquela moça lá que tem um contrato, mostrar a evidência da farmácia Bubu, da farmácia. Eu acho que é ou esse aqui, não sei, Unidunite salabemingue, o sorvete colorido foi para você, mas como eu sou teimoso, eu escolhi esse daqui.
If we want to determine whether the ore is genuine, we need to start with evidence. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with...
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between In any case, smaragdus nephrite is the outer layer of smaragdus jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite.
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all.
Hard evidence. Something legally binding. We have just the thing.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed smaragdus jadeite.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting more belligerent by the second.
You know, you could be right.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown supports my...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet. Traveler, would you do the honors? This shall serve as
What's this?
A cara dele de...
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties?
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I had guessed as much. But for you to have... I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence... I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell.
Huh? No, I...
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite. You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this... Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client...
I...
Yep, he's seriously intimidating right now. It's like...
I admit it. I confess. The ore I have... But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that but after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone... That's why I had another pair of hairpins made. I kept the real smaragd. I was worried that someone would see through it.
Exactly! If they weren't...
I didn't want to. If
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there.
10 times.
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow,
20%? That's as much as I...
There's no need. It's... Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally... However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite...
What? But I...
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn the Smaragdus jadeite over to you.
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time...
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony.
Adorei ela.
Well, yeah...
Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I could see from the hairpins you produced that you're very skilled in jewelry design. If we could join forces, your...
União.
Let me think for...
Fizeram as pazes.
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants.
Vamos só pegar a casa e eu vou terminar a live, porque eu não tenho paciência pra isso não.
The right solution depends... The objective of my client, Mr. an Adeptus. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today...
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree...
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit.
Vamos lá. Coloca a Madame Ping. Por que o nome dela é Ping? Ping. Lembra do filme de Mulan? Vou tentar subir alto pra não ter que gastar estamina pra subir o morro. Desculpa por quebrar sua tela aqui. Desculpa por quebrar isso aqui também. Ah, invisível. Tem livro aqui, pera aí, tem livro. Tá mais pra baixo, ok, vamos pra cima. Eita. Aê. Chegamos. Por favor, me dá minha casa.
Ah, you've returned. Good, good.
Well, if we're all set...
Oh, you.
I'm off then. Bye. Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well.
Come now, child. Are you?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Ok, bem animada ela.
That child. Goodness knows where she learned. Indeed she. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she... Liyue, all right then. Let us speak of this no...
Oh, Paimon's so excited! How...
It is but a single...
Não, não quero fazer mais coisa não, pelo amor de Deus.
There we go. Hold
Olha.
it firmly. If you were to drop it, take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need...
Wait a minute, Granny! How exactly are we supposed to use...
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already...
Ah. Bom, eu acho que vocês já sabem o que aconteceu. Pera aí, eu quero ver o que eu recebi. Vocês já sabem o que vai acontecer, né? Eu vou terminar a live. A próxima live vai ser, sei lá, pode ser hoje, pode ser amanhã, não sei, não ligo. Quer dizer, eu digo sim. Eu só gravo as lives porque eu quero guardar também, né? Porque... É só pegar o Lotus aqui que parece um kiwi, um pepino, na verdade. E porque se eu gravar pelo PlayStation só pelas capturas de tela, acaba que fica ocupando muito espaço. Então eu só faço as lives. Por isso que as lives são tão longas. Esse aqui deve ter tipo 1 hora. Então vocês já sabem, né? Tchau. Eu não sei como encerrar a live sem aparecer aquele coisa azul no final, então até mais. Então, tchau. No próximo episódio eu acho que minha casa já deve estar construída. Então até mais, gente. Eu vou almoçar ali. E tchau. Eita, peraí. Eu não consegui só. Ai. Sayonara. Tentando imitar Rutal.